Woody again. This is Woody's Basic Tips, number 5 in the Basic Tips series. We'll talk about a little really basic stuff again for bass players. I have students sometimes ask me about right hand technique and left hand technique. My right hand technique is a little different than some of the norm, but I look at it as a very natural way of laying the hand. You just take the arm and just as you would lay it naturally across the, that's pretty much how I do my right hand technique. I'll show you a close-up of it. So as you can see, I basically place my arm as naturally as it will, and the hand just kind of falls into place. The thumb becomes anchored on either a pickup or on a string as you move from string to string. So it's anchored there as you're playing your low string. As you move to that low string, then you go to the next string you're anchoring on, and so forth, all the way down or up. Each finger kind of rests on a string so that you're kind of have that dampening and muting possibility as you move back and forth, as you alternate. And that's the basic technique for the right hand. It's, as I said, it's kind of a gray area because then you do your thumb stuff, slap stuff up there closer to the neck. Some guys have this kind of thing that came from an upright standpoint. Mine seems a little more natural. Then you're talking about a left hand technique. One finger per fret, pretty much, and the thumb rests and pivots. It's sort of perpendicular to the second finger, as you can see here. And you just move up and down the neck. That's basically it. That's more black and white. Left hand technique is the only one that I really am more black and white about. It's a gray area for the right hand. You know, as long as you're able to accomplish the sound you want wherever you happen to be and can move around and don't have a problem with dampening or with strings ringing, and your muting and your dampening technique works either for the right hand and left hand, helping each other, then I have no problem as long as you're getting the sound you want and you're not doing any damage to yourself physically. The left hand technique, however, a little more black and white, stems a lot from, if you can see the thumb, it's pretty much from the center to a little bit above, and it's you're using it as sort of a pivotal thing, perpendicular to maybe your second finger. And I just basically move that up and down. What you don't want to do is this kind of thing. You see guitarists and some bass players do this kind of thing, where your thumb comes around and you're doing this. Now, if it's specific to a technique or something very specialistic that you're doing, it's fine. But as far as a habit, it's a bad habit to get into. And some guys just have huge hands, and sometimes their thumb just kind of goes everywhere. And I've seen many that use that technique. Louis Johnson, I've seen Stanley do it, Again, if it's specific to a particular passage or a technique you need to do for a reason, fine. But generally, you want to kind of keep your hands at one finger per fret, spread, and that thumb stays right back there, perpendicular, to give you some solidity. The thing about it is, if you're cramped up like this, you really can't stretch very well. You don't have as much capability to stretch. So it's best to have that thumb back there to give you that solidity. So that's my basic tips, number 5, about right hand and left hand technique. Again, gray area on the right hand technique, pretty black and white and legit on the left hand technique. That should help you with dexterity and being able to get around the neck if you have that solidity, that little pivot back there. Until next time, it's Woody.